So, we've all been there. Thinking about fixing something at home, or maybe starting a small DIY project. And to do that, the first tool that usually pops up in our minds is a cordless drill. It's simple, portable, and gets things done without dragging a cord, of course. But it's not just about walking into a store and end up getting any drill off the shelf. A lot of us either end up picking one that's too basic or something far more advanced than we actually need. And later, we realize it doesn't really fit the kind of work we do. That's why before spending your money, it's important to pause for a moment and figure out what you're really looking for. In the next few minutes, you'll get to know all the walk through the key things you should know before buying a cordless drill. We'll keep it simple, practical, and make sure everything explained in a way you easily get the points. So by the end, you'll feel confident choosing the right one. Alright, before we talk about the different types of drill, let's get a quick idea of what we're actually talking about here. A cordless drill is basically a drill that runs on a battery, no cables, no need to plug it in. Just charge it up and you're ready to go. It's fun, especially if you're walking around the house fixing stuff, or working outside where there's no socket in sight. But here's the thing, not all cordless drills are the same. Some are lightweight and super easy to use for simple stuff, while others are built tough for heavier jobs. And if you don't really know the difference, you might end up buying one that either struggles with the task or feels like overkill. So, the next thing you need to know is what type of cordless drill actually fits your needs. Well, these are a few main types, and each one is built for a different kind of job. If you know what they do, you'll avoid a lot of confusion and probably save yourself from buying the wrong one. So let's talk about the drill driver at first. This is the most common one. It's perfect for regular stuff like drilling into wood or screwing shelves onto a wall. If you're a beginner or just need something for home use, this type of drill is your go-to option because they keep things simple. Then there's the impact driver. Now this one comes into play when you're working with tough materials like hardwood or thick screws. However, it gives you more force while driving screws, which means less effort on your part, but it's not great for drilling clean holes. Then we better talk about the hammer drill. This one isn't for everyday tasks. It's what you use when you need to drill into concrete, bricks, or stone. It doesn't just spin the bit, it also pounds it as it drills. So unless you're working on solid walls or construction type stuff, this might be more than what you need. And last but not least, there's the right angle drill. These type of tools looks a bit different, but they're designed for tight spots, like inside cabinets or between floor joists. So, if your work involves awkward spaces, this is a lifesaver. Otherwise, it's not something most of us need daily. Now, after you know these types, things start to make sense. But still, the question remains, how do you know which one you actually need? And that brings us to the real deal. Alright, let's be honest. Why are you buying a cordless drill in the first place? That's the question that clears everything up. It's not about what's popular or what someone else is using. It's about what you need it for. If you're planning to hang photo frames, fix a few door hinges, or do some light home repairs, you don't need anything complicated. A simple drill driver will easily handle those tasks. But if your work involves building furniture, working with thick wooden boards, or doing outdoor projects, then you'll need something stronger. An impact driver might be the better choice. If we talk about an example from our team, one person picked a compact drill, thinking it would be good enough for drilling into bathroom tiles. But the drill wasn't powerful enough, and they ended up renting a hammer drill just to finish the job. If they had thought about the type of work beforehand, they could have made a better decision and saved time and money. So, knowing your purpose is the first step toward choosing the right drill. Once that's clear, the next important thing is making sure the drill you pick is built to last. Well, we've all seen those random drills with tempting price tags, especially online, but the truth is, When it comes to power tools, sticking with a trusted brand is always the safer bet. You're not just paying for the tool, you're paying for reliability, performance, and peace of mind. Brands like DEWALT, Bosch, Makita, Milwauke, or Ryobi have been in the game for years. Their tools last longer, batteries perform better, and in case something goes wrong, you can actually find replacement parts. A lot of these brands also let you use the same battery for different tools, which is super convenient if you plan on building your tool collection. A lot of people have learned this lesson the hard way. They see a flashy cordless drill during a big sale, usually from a brand they've never heard of, and the price looks too good to pass up. At first, it works great, but after a few weeks, the battery stops holding a charge. Then, they try to find a replacement battery, but there isn't one. No customer support, no spare parts, nothing. One of our team members went through the same thing. In the end, he had to buy another drill, this time from a well-known brand. So, he ended up spending twice as much just to get something reliable. That's why it's worth going for a trusted brand when buying a cordless drill. You're not just buying the tool, you're buying peace of mind, customer support, and the confidence that if something goes wrong, you won't be left on your own. Now you might be wondering, do you really need one? And our answer is yes. If you live anywhere with furniture, walls, or things that break, you'll eventually need a cordless drill. For first-timers, it can feel a little intimidating. But don't worry. Start small, go for a light drill driver, and you'll quickly get used to it. They're easy to handle and pretty safe too. For DIY lovers, having a drill with a bit more power, maybe a second battery, and some extra torque can make your projects smoother and more enjoyable. And for those working in maintenance or construction, you probably already know whether it makes sense to stick with your corded drill or switch to a cordless one. So here we are. We've talked about what a cordless drill really is, the different types, how to match them to your needs, the brands you should trust, and who should actually use one. And if you've stayed with us till now, you're already better informed than most people shopping for tools. At the end of the day, it's not about buying the biggest or the most expensive drill. It's about buying the right one for you. When your tool matches your work, everything becomes easier. So take a little time to think it through, avoid the common slip-ups, and go with something that makes sense for your day-to-day life. Thanks for watching this video. If our insights on cordless drills helped you even a little in making your decision, don't forget to leave a like and drop a comment below. And if you want more useful tool tips and solutions in your feed, make sure to subscribe.